So in this video I'm going to demonstrate our PostTrans XML API for Sage 200, and this is all regarding nominal ledgers. Here I am on the website, and you can see here the menu here. So I'm on this page here now. This contains various examples and screenshots of those examples, recurring journals and reversing journals and all that sort of business. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom because there is actually a table here, and it tells you all the XML tags that are available for this kind of import. So I just thought that'd be worth pointing that out before we start. Now, I've got a few things open here. I'm just going to go in and we're going to explain a few things here. I've just actually done the transaction import video, so you might want to watch that. But this one's all about nominal journals. So, what have we got here? Well, here's the PostTrans XML API program running here. It's currently set to auto import, so it could sit on a server just waiting for files to hit it. And it monitors this in directory. Now, it can also drag files from an FTP site, and it can even check an IMAPI email account for XML content emails to come in. So your external system can either generate those files, email files, and put them in a folder on a remote server to be FTP'd back in. When they're imported, they either go into failed or imported XML. If anything fails, someone can be emailed. You can be even emailed if the software is not physically running anymore on your server. So hopefully we cover a few bases there. Now, the examples we just saw on the website are all replicated here with a nice numbering system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open that in Notepad+. And there we can see it's a nominal journal. Now, it's an XML file. So an XML file basically has tags. It's very much like HTML. But they have to be named, all these tags have to be named conforming with that table we saw earlier. Although it is actually possible to rename the tags, but standard, we'd probably go with that. Okay, so what have we got in here? Well, we've got an optional section here which says settings. Now, that can be used to override the global settings in the program. It can be used for debugging and various things, but if you're doing transactions to different companies, you can actually set the company that you want the journal to go into from within this file. And how do we know this code? Well, when PostTrans XML API starts up, it does actually list all the different companies here. So you can see that on the log as it does an import. Sorry, as it starts up. So working down, we've got a header on a transaction on a nominal journal. So that's what type of nominal journal is this? So we can have a reversing, a batch transaction, or a recurring nominal journal. We then set the date and maybe some kind of description. And then we can set separate nominal lines. So here you can see we've got an amount of -100, which I think is a credit, and debit 50/50. Obviously, have to balance. It will be rejected if it does not balance. If it does not balance, you will get an email, and it will go into the failed folder along with a description of why it failed, appended to the top of the XML file. So you could correct that and copy it back into the input directory. But generally speaking, there's a very little reason for something to be rejected on a nominal journal because of its simplicity. So let's just post that nominal journal by just dragging it into the in directory. And we should see it fire off. There we go. It created journal 79. So if I go in now to my imported folder, see it says imported XML. We can now see that file has been moved there. And if we open it up, we can see in the comment at the top of there, it's created a little bit of information. It's listing the nominal journal that was created, etc. So you've got some traceability there to work out where and where everything went. And it also says that the period was open, because if it isn't open, it goes into deferred transactions and all that sort of business. So let's have a look at that in Sage 200. So here it is in current transactions, journal 79. Very simple transaction. We didn't actually set the description, did we, on the lower portion of the journal? But there we go. It's as simple as that. All validated, quite simply done using XML.